las puertas del verano, el Acuario de Vancouver se reactiva totalmente para recibir a miles de turistas y seguir siendo uno de los principales lugares turísticos de todo Canadá. Si todavía no has visitado este maravilloso lugar, miren eso, acompáñame a descubrirlo. Con más de 50,000 especies marinas de alrededor del mundo, una de las grandes oportunidades que tienes para poder hacer es poder alimentar algunas de ellas. Bueno, y este es el famoso 5 de mayo que se ha hecho viral alrededor del mundo porque fue uno de los que se pudo rescatar justamente en esa fecha, 5 de mayo, una fecha bastante icónica incluso para los mexicanos y todos los conocen como el señor 5 de mayo. Un dato bastante curioso que podemos compartir es que, como es ciego, pudimos realmente reconoce olores y todo por sus bigotes. En los bigotes tiene justamente esa sensibilidad para poder detectar comida, enemigos y también quiénes son sus amigos, en este caso nosotros. Es una actividad hermosa que puedes compartir con familia, amigos y sobre todo con los más pequeños. Una historia que no solamente conmueve, sino también que debemos aplaudir del Acuario de Vancouver, que es uno de los más grandes de todo el mundo. Bueno, hace poco conocimos a 5 de mayo, ella es la hembra. Una belleza que la tienen hace más de 25 años y que les sirve de gran ayuda a este acuario porque les muestra obviamente cómo es la vida de otras especies. Las llevan a alta mar cada cierto tiempo para que les muestre a otros animalitos la forma de vida. Además de ser un centro turístico, también es un centro de rescate y conservación de la especie marina. Son más de 50,000 especies alrededor del mundo que tiene este acuario y lo hace aún más especial. Ella fue rescatada hace algunos años y su comportamiento, a pesar de ser bastante ciega, es bastante común de su especie. Sistema que ha logrado justamente llamar la atención de la prensa internacional por la gran cantidad de animalitos rescatados que tiene este maravilloso. Bueno, tengo una nueva amiga.
Él es Da Vinci, pero la especie, bueno, en inglés es Harbor Seal.
Ya, ¿qué se diferencia en las focas?
Las focas es que sus aletas del frente, las que tienen de este lado, ellos no las utilizan, no tienen mucho músculo, entonces ellos no las pueden utilizar como las utilizan los leones marinos. Good boy.
Oh. Yes, this is Donnelly. She came to us about a year ago through our marine mammal rescue program. Donnelly was struck by a boat, which actually, if you look really closely on her head, you can see a scar that goes across, and you can tell by her eyes. So she actually is fully blind because of this boat hitting her. But the cool story for her is actually she came into our rescue program and they found out that she was pregnant. So she gave birth to a pup in our rescue center, and that pup was actually released into the wild. So Donnelly was a successful story for her and her pup, and now she's here at the aquarium and she gets to call it home for the rest of her life.
Ahora nos encontramos en un área completamente nueva del Acuario de Vancouver. En esta área podemos observar 12 animales en peligro de extinción. Una gran tarea del acuario que dentro de poco vamos a conocer exclusivamente a quienes están detrás de esta gran labor.
Standing here in the middle of our new exhibit, Wildlife Rescues, Miracles and Conservation. My name's Mackenzie, I'm the Director of Animal Care, and I'm really excited to say that this exhibit is now open to the public. Populations of wildlife around the world are struggling. Many animals are, their populations are declining and they're on the brink of extinction. This exhibit aims to highlight success conservation stories around the world and highlights a lot of the work that zoos and aquariums and other facilities are doing in order to help all of these species. When you're here, you'll see 12 different species. All of them have a rescue or a conservation story. One of the highlights is our possum named Benny. He was actually hit by a vehicle in November and has undergone rehabilitation, but has been deemed unreleasable due to his injuries. So he is a great success rescue story. While you're here, you may have the opportunity to get up close and personal with some of our animals. We have wildlife biologists here to help educate the public on what you can see.
This is Fuego, and Fuego is a Mexican red-kneed tarantula, one of the species with that common name. She's Brachypelma hamorii. They also have another species called Brachypelma smithi that also goes by the Mexican red-kneed tarantula. And we don't know Fuego's story specifically, but these species, the Brachypelma genus in general, are very common pets because they are very big and they're quite docile, and many species have quite interesting colors. They're popularly used in movies and TV. I believe either hamorii or smithi was the tarantula used in the original Home Alone movie. And so a lot of movies and TV will use these guys because, again, they're big and they move slowly. And that did have negative consequences in the past. In the late 20th century, they were quite heavily harvested from the wild in their native range in Central America. And as a result, that negatively impacted their populations, and they became scarcer in the wild, especially because the ones that people want for display and for movies and TV and for pets are the females, the big breeding females, because females are larger and they tend to live a lot longer than the males. So that also is not a good thing, because having large reproductive age females in a population is important for continuing the population's survival in species with a life history like these guys, where they live a very long time.
I'm here with Slinky. She's one of our domestic ferrets. So a lot of times you will see these guys sold at pet shops. They are domesticated species, which means that thousands of years ago, humans brought them in, they cared for them, they used them as working animals to help them with rabbit hunts, because they love digging and they love going through burrows, and they're very flexible. And so they've become their own species. There is another species of ferret called the black-footed ferret that is native to North America, which is a very popular conservation success story. They were originally believed to be extinct until a very small population was found in the United States, and they were able to be brought back using a breeding program at a facility. So we have these guys here to help tell their story and to also explain the changes and the effects that humans can have on wild populations, and how that can bring an animal back.